Hello and welcome to today's stream. So today I'm going to be going through all the patch notes for the new Illuvium testnet arena. So these this patch will only be on the Illuvium testnet. It is not accessible to everyone, and currently they are not giving out any extra access to testnet. But they are going to be adding stuff early to testnet from now on to, well, make sure it's fully tested, and make sure everything's working. Since it is a Web3 game, you don't want anything going really wrong with it. And the arena has been pretty iffy with rogues going absolutely crazy lately, so I have not fully read through the patch. I just glimpsed over it just a little bit. But from what I glimpsed, it looks like it might be a pretty interesting patch. So let's take a look at it. So this patch is going to be introducing lobbies to Gauntlet, and adding additional support to cosmetics and survival in Gauntlet. It is going to update the Gauntlet UI, optimize CPU and memory utilization, especially for the overworld, so it should start to run a little bit better on lower end computers, I'm pretty sure, and fixed multiple bugs. It also includes experimental balancing changes, so that means this is stuff that is going to be in the testnet, but it could change by the time it's released to the full game. One second here. And that's why it's on the testnet. They don't want to release anything too game-breaking into the current game. But here we go. So it addresses alluvial power level progression in a way that matches Gauntlet economy and Ascension difficulty. So it's basically balancing a bit more the alluvial tiers, so that a higher tier alluvial is now actually more powerful. Before you could, honestly, everything was kind of all over the place. You could use whatever, but this will actually add a little bit more, just make higher tier alluvials more special. Improve the accuracy of the alluvial performance based on their role. Tanks more sturdy but deal less damage. Fighters deal and take damage equally. Rogues deal more damage than fighters but resist less, so basically glass cannons, or like melee glass cannons. Scions deal a lot of damage and are weak, so that's the full glass cannon there. Empaths deal low damage, excel at support, and have moderate sturdiness. So that's where you get the empaths, applying lots of shields, applying lots of healing, and now they've made them so that they can survive a little bit better. Before they were fairly squishy, and even though you could stack them all in a corner, and they do pretty dang well, but that's because they're all supporting each other. It's probably still going to be about the same thing, but it is balancing their damage out a little bit more. Some of those empaths could deal quite a bit of damage before. Improve the accuracy of alluvial performance based on the nature of the animal they represent. Overall attack speed has been adjusted to better match the alluvial's role and nature. Alluvials that mimic defensive animals will have their sturdiness above the average of their role, and vice versa with aggressive types. Basically meaning probably a polar bear probably has quite a bit of defense, but also has a ton of attack. A pangolin is going to have a lot more defense and stuff like that. Even though it is already a bulwark, it probably has even more defense now. I don't know for sure. We'll see that eventually as we look through it. It does bring up the stats of all the alluvials, so we'll be able to go through everything that has changed completely there. Adjusted power levels of some synergy based on past performance and alignment or attainment difficulty. Probably that's where you're going to see a nerf to probably rogues. I'm guessing probably Verdant, just because those are two very powerful things. Probably some boost to, well, the empath stuff, because empath's been fairly weak lately. Bulwark has seemed, well, Bulwark's fairly in the middle, but fighters have seems to have been fairly low lately, so they might have gotten an improvement. Slightly modified mechanics, some synergies. So probably, I'm guessing an adjustment to empath, because empath has been kind of at the bottom lately. Equalize power levels across hyper classes. I'm not sure exactly what that is, but we'll see. And calibrate the power level of the best performing augments. So messing around with the augments to change them up a little bit. This is all the I guess quick links to find all the different alluvials and everything else in the patch here. The known issues, I'm not exactly going to read through that. You guys can go back through that later or pause right here if you want, but I'm going to skip that right now. The unit power level progressions, so this is where the explaining a bit more of the mastery points, why each alluvial has the mastery points it does. So the tiers right here, and then the stages over here, and that's how many mastery points it takes to get into the game, and that explains things there. And the alluvial former power level progression. Does that mean before or current? But okay, so this was how it was. And you can say things are fairly close, don't go up too much at all, fairly consistently going up. So there's some big jumps in here. And then, so cost distribution for Gauntlet here. And this is where they've adjusted things because they wanted to make Arena, I guess the alluvials in Arena feel a little bit more like they do in Gauntlet. So this is the new power level progression. You can see Tier 5 has gone up quite a bit here. Tier 4 is, yeah, the Stage 3s, they wanted to make those a lot more powerful, and they definitely have. I mean, the Tier 0s are now on equal footing with where the Tier 2, almost Tier 3 was. And yeah, there's a lot of changes there. They were saying that they wanted to make the Tier 0s and the Tier 2s a lot more powerful in early game, to kind of give them a bit more utility, because before, the Tier 0s, you'd summon them for about the first couple of waves and then that was it. Now they made them so that they can be used up to like the mid-game amount, and be very strong for mid-game stuff, and that's what they're explaining right here. So now we're going to go through the specific alluvial changes. So I first got Atlas here, and I'm not going to go through everything here. I'm going to go through like key stats mostly, because otherwise it's going to be a lot of talking. And I'm not used to going through the patch notes like this, especially. This is a huge patch note list. So we're just going to go through this. So you can see physical defense went down, energy resistance went up. That's pretty big. Atlas, you kind of want him to be able to get into a battle. You don't want him to really take too much damage from range, which a lot of energy stuff is usually range. There is a lot of actual like physical attacks that are actually energy attacks, but you want that. And then it looks like, so they increased his shield percentage, so that means his shield is harder to take down, which increases the chance of him using his actual Omega area damage. That is a huge bump to his area damage, so he is going to be major play on the field now, I believe, just because he can get in there, he can get his shield up. If his shield is not taken down in time, he's going to deal a ton of damage to everyone around him. And I think that goes for each of his stages. They did take down the flat value for shield, so that's not a thing anymore. And I have noticed they took away the flat values of a lot of different things. So this is This is a change, but it probably made up for it here. And if you have more max health on your Atlas that you have, especially in the Leviathan game modes, it's going to be huge because he's going to be able to have that shield up a lot more health in that shield, a lot harder to take down, and this is based off of his max health percentage, so that's going to deal a ton more damage. So you want a high health Atlas, that's what you want. Defense is good because it's going to decrease how much his shield is affected, but the health is going to increase the overall damage he's going to be dealing with his Omega there. And a lot of the things are going to basically pass through for the other stages, so I might mostly dip into a bit more of the stage 1 alluvial and then speed through this higher stages, but we might stick a little bit longer depending on what we're seeing. So we did get more max health on Axon. That's huge, especially since, of course, his Omega shield damage is insanely high too. The flat value is gone there and there, so there aren't any flat value damages anymore. Also, his actual attack damage has went way up, so he's gonna, honestly, he's just gonna be a high damage dealer that's gonna be hard to take down. Energy resistance gone way up, along with the physical resistance has also gone up. Axodon, that's a pretty big increase for health. Physical and energy resistance has skyrocketed. The attack physical damage has also, everything has just gone so high up. The shield percentage, it's gone up quite a bit too. That's a lot of shield. The area AoE damage for a shield explosion skyrocketed. That's a ton of damage. That's gonna be like, he's gonna be running out there, he's gonna get his shield, and he's gonna be wiping teams out. So we'll have to see how that is. I'm excited because this is my favorite alluvial right here. I love seeing such a big boost on him. I'll have to see if they ended up boosting tsunami or water. We'll have to go see. We'll have to see that here in a little bit. I think that's probably a bit of the ways down here. We got a lot of stuff to go through, but yeah. So we gotta go through all the alluvials, and then we get to the other stuff. But here we go. Here's the pterodactyl line. So we got Ramphie, gaining more health, physical resistance way up. So, and the energy resistance has gone down. So to take down a Ramphie now, you're going to want to use a bit more energy attacks to probably get him. So a bit more Scions. He is a good takedown to take down Scions. So it is a bit. We'll see what happens there. Energy attack damage, that is huge. His Omega is going to be wiping the floor with people. And honestly, the Pterodactyl's Omega has been very weak lately. I mean, it is still pretty high damage, but it does seem to be fairly easy to survive lately. I have not worried about it too much. Then again, I usually play Bulwark teams, which are a pretty good counter for it. Attack speed is up. That means it's going to be getting its Omega quicker, because energy is generated based off of attacks or getting attacked. And then Omega ability damage, that is, yeah, he's going to be a pretty big threat on the field now with that Omega. And we're going to go stage 2. It's same things. That is insanely high damage. They have definitely made rogues they boosted rogues like crazy, it seems, for attack damage. That is huge. Attack speed is up, Omegas are up. The rogues are still going to be a major threat, it seems, or at least the Pterodactyl line, because these are some insane values here, especially the health. It's up to 3,000 health for Ramfire. So that's going to be pretty scary. His physical resistance has gone up, energy resistance has gone up, attack energy damage has skyrocketed, attack speed has skyrocketed. 20 more for a stage 3 is huge. 90 is very high speed for a stage 3. And Omega ability damage is gonna freaking wipe teams if you don't take those pterodactyls down. They are gonna be a major threat. Now we're gonna be looking at the Sea Scorpion here. One second here. So looking at the Sea Scorpion, let's see, more health. They need that. They need that more health. Those scorpions are pretty squishy before, because they are supposed to be dealing as much damage as they're basically taking. So having a bit more health to them is going to be a little bit better. More resistance is good because these, like I said, they're pretty squishy before for being a fighter. They're very easy to take down. I am interested to see how the red panda is because the red panda honestly was so weak. He goes down so easily, so squishy. Attack physical damage has gone down just 1 point. Attack speed has gone up. The Omega ability max health percentage, so that's he deals a certain amount of his max health as damage basically. With his Omega, that is bit of a nerf. He is able to get his Omega pretty quick, especially with the attack speed buff. And then we're looking at the Omega flat damage. That has gone up probably to try to make up for this a little bit. Which I'm not going to do the math right now, but it might. I don't know exactly, but you do want to have more health on them so that they can do more damage there. So now we're looking for the other ones. A lot more health here. A lot more resistance. A lot more damage. More attack speed. Same nerf here. And a pretty good boost to the flat damage. That's pretty good. And now we got this one. And that's a ton of health for a fighter. That is a big boost. Lots of resistance. So this Scorpion is gonna be insane. Honestly, this patch has changed a lot of stuff because this Scorpion is one of my favorites to play because I really like the Berserker build, and especially attack speed boost, more health, more resistance. This thing is gonna be absolutely insane to try to take down while it's running around just going Mach 20 trying to kill stuff. So we'll see how that is. It seems like everything got major power up, so I am interested to see how things actually compete. But here we go for the Thylacanine line here. I think that's how you say it, I don't know. So less health, it's a rogue, so they want to make them a little bit squishier while increasing the attack damage. This was already a fairly strong line that also already did a lot of damage. So I'm not seeing too many big boosts here. Just a few nerfs on stuff that were pretty powerful. But seeing attack speed buff, it did need that. It was pretty slow as it was. But I think this is pretty good for Dash. Then we got Rake here. And we are seeing a little bit more health, quite a bit more defense, a lot more attack, and a bit of a nerf to its Omega. More attack speed, of course, too. Then we got Umbre, and that's a decent amount more health. Lots more resistance. That's a huge amount of damage and pretty decent attack speed. Small nerf to the Omega. Honestly, a lot of these, it is making me a little nervous because I do know that the rogues were very powerful before, and honestly, I was thinking there might be a bit of a nerf, but I'm seeing most of these rogues have gotten quite a bit more powerful, especially in the damage resistance when they're supposed to be a bit squishier. This seems like a lot of defense for someone that's supposed to be squishier, but we'll see. Now I got the turtle line, which I am seeing some stuff that is really needed for this line because honestly, these are an empath and they are forgot what the combination is for this one, but it basically is it shares its resistances with the nearest Illuvial or a Ranger, and it honestly, you look at the old values, there's no resistance here. This is much needed, a whole lot more resistance, more health, a lot more energy damage, because honestly that thing did like no damage before, so it's good to see at least a little bit more damage here. Attack speed has gotten slower, so I'm a little unsure about that, because I thought it was in a good place before, but it was getting its Omega very quickly and could keep a team alive pretty well with getting its Omega constantly. Omega ability healing has gone up, and the damage has also gone up, so that's good to see too. I do want to see the turtle line do a little bit better. I mean, it is Verdant, so that's huge, but honestly, the turtle that's all it was good for was Verdant. It wasn't doing much else. So we got Archos here, quite a bit more health, a ton more physical resistance, a little bit more energy resistance, so not much there. A bit more attack energy damage, that's good. Attack speed, again, is slower. I mean, it is a turtle, so they were saying they're going to work that in a bit more, where the actual species is going to play a little bit more role in what it is too. So it is a turtle, it's going to go a little bit slower. I bet we're going to see about the same things on the sloth line as well. And the Omega ability heal is up, and the damage is up. Good to see. On Arkellian, we got a ton more health. That's good to see, because honestly, look at its health before, it was nothing. It's a turtle, so it should have a pretty decent amount of health. And pretty big jump to its physical resistance. Not much for its energy resistance. It's pretty low still. The attack damage got a decent boost here. Attack speed is slow. This is probably going to be one of the slowest Illuvials. I have not seen a attack speed this slow yet, so we'll see what happens. The Omega ability heal just got a small boost. I maybe would want to see it a little bit more, but we'll see how that affects things. And then the ability damage, that's nice to see, because honestly, these turtles, they don't do much damage, but it really shouldn't be doing much damage because it is an empath. So now we got the Anteater line. We'll see how this is. And we got Vermina first. Vermilla? I can never really know how to say that, but let's see what we got here. We got some more health. Starting energy has gone up. That's interesting to see. We'll see how that goes. Honestly, it's a very slow Omega. It doesn't normally deal much damage. We'll see how things have adjusted. I mean, it is starting out as an empath, so it should be able to use its ability pretty quickly. Energy cost has gone up, so it does cost more energy to get its ability. I forgot if that applies into the damage of the ability or not, but we'll see how that is later. The energy cost, yep. Physical resistance and energy resistance have both gone up equally, so it's staying pretty equal stats there. The attack energy damage has gone up. Its mega ability dodge chance has gone down, because that thing is pretty hard to hit, so good to see the dodge chance go down a little. The damage has gone way up. That's almost double the damage that it got there. Area has expanded, so it's hitting more Illuvials now, and the debuff duration has decreased by 1. And I think we're going to see fairly similar stuff for the rest. Max health up, starting energy up, energy cost up, physical and energy resistance again equal, attack energy damage quite a bit. That's about a 50% boost there almost. Attack speed up. The dodge chance is down. Damage way up. Yeah, that's sticking with that double damage basically. So that's going to be pretty big. Especially that when these things kill Illuvials, they basically give the entire team a shield. It's pretty powerful. And we got the final one. It broke 3,000 health. That is a lot of health. This thing is going to be pretty hard to kill now. It's yeah, so it gets its Omega a little bit sooner, it seems. Maybe about the same time. But it takes longer to get its Omega back again. So that is one thing that is kind of a nerf to it. So the energy cost is a pretty big nerf because it is going to take longer for it to get its Omega a second time. So that does kind of help there because this thing was keeping teams alive before. And it was making it nearly impossible to beat teams. Energy attack damage up. That's probably to make up for the energy cost going up. And then we have all the other stuff. The Omega ability damage is over doubled. This thing is... I don't know. I don't know what to think about it yet. And now we got the Beetle line. These guys needed a little bit of a buff here, I think. But we'll see. More health. That's a pretty big boost to health. Starting energy has gone down, so that's good. So, or actually, no, that's not quite good. He has gotten a major nerf to his Omega, that means. So he starts with less energy, and it takes him a lot longer to get his Omega. I mean, these things did control the battlefield a bit with their Omega, on how much damage they were dealing, and kind of how much they could hit. But I don't think they need to nerf that. That seems pretty harsh there, but we'll see what happens. Physical resistance up, energy resistance down. Attack physical damage is down. Attack speed is down. Ouch. Omega ability damage has gone up, so it got a little bit of a boost there. Stun duration a little bit longer. The Omega ability damage reduction has gone down, and the duration has gone up. Okay, so that helps it. But jeez, the Beetle got hit pretty hard. It wasn't one that was that threatening. I mean, it was powerful, but it wasn't that threatening. It is a tier 5. I'm surprised to see that hard of a hit on a tier 5, but we'll see how the rest of it is. I mean, stage 2 is over 3,000 health right here, so that is huge. But we are seeing a lot of the same things. Physical resistance is up to 100, so that's nice to see. And its energy resistance has gone up. Attack speed, these things are going to be slow. They have really slowed down what they said they were going to be. They're like, okay, these creatures are going to be a lot slower. So I think the snail, we'll have to see with the snail how slow that is. But yeah, Hedgehog probably got some boost in speed. But let's see. So damage reduction. Jeez, okay. Yeah. And the stun duration has gone down. Oh, okay. And Titanar, we broke 4,000 health here. Jeez, this thing was hard to take down before because of how much health and resistance as it had before. Now it has even more resistance and a lot more health. This thing is even more colossal than it was before. Attack speed it's at 50, so it's quite slow again. So just like the turtle, it's pretty dang slow. Its attack damage has gone up quite a bit. Honestly, looking at this a little bit, it's going to be pretty threatening. This thing's going to be a distraction. It's going to be holding the battlefield and just making a complete wall. Okay, so now we got the dodos. Jeez, this is going to be a long stream. We're working our way all the way through all of the buffs and changes we got here that nerfs everything. So here we go. We're still going. Yeah, I wonder if my computer have enough memory to record all this, but alright, so let's see. So here's the dodos. We got a nerf to the max health. Energy cost has gone up. It needed that. Has a very powerful synergy. The enchanter, it's very controlling on the battlefield and hard to fight. And everyone's been using it along with the rogues. So decrease in resistances, the attack energy damage, so it did need that because this thing does not deal much damage at all. Attack speed is also up, so that might actually make up for the energy cost here. So if that thing's attacking, it's going to be attacking quite a bit faster. It's going to be dealing quite a bit more damage, so this thing's going to be pretty powerful still. We got Kukulas here. Quite a bit more health. The energy cost is up. It does have more resistances. Quite a bit more damage. Quite a bit more attack speed. This is honestly one of the fastest stage 2s I've seen. For a dodo, that's kind of interesting to see that speed there, and that's a big boost in speed. And the Omega ability vulnerability has gone up. And then we got Kukurov, and we're seeing about the same things. Boosted here, quite a bit more energy resistance, so he has a lot of energy resistance there, so he's going to be resisting a lot of the scions that would be attacking it normally. The damage is up. Honestly, this thing, it was big and fluffy bird. It doesn't deal much damage on the field. It's more the most threatening thing is the enchanter part about it, but it does seem to have gotten more powerful overall. Then we got the elk line. I have not seen the elk line on the battlefield too much just because we've been seeing way too many rogues, so we'll see how this is. I mean, I'm not even halfway through these Illuviums right now. Okay, max health down, energy cost down. Okay, so I can get its mega more often. Physical resistance and energy resistance have gone up. Okay, it was pretty squishy before. Attack energy damage up. The healing, it is gonna heal less now. In both the missing health percentage and the flat value. And the Omega ability power increase is also decreased. So it got a bit of a decrease in support roll. But did get a bit of an increase in its survivability. Which, yeah, we'll see how that is. I mean, Elk is a stage 5, it should be powerful, but we'll see how the other stages are. And we got increased health. Physical and energy resistance has gone way up. It's over doubled. Attack energy damage has gone up. The Omega missing health percentage has decreased. The ability flat value has increased. So the overall flat value has increased there, and the Omega power increase has decreased. And we're seeing basically almost everything increase except for the heal missing health. That has decreased by 2%. I'm going to try to speed things up a little bit, so if you want to go over these a little bit more, that's you can pause the video and go through them a little bit more there, but I should try to speed this up a little bit more. We got the Pangolin line. I expect their defenses to go up quite a bit. So I got max health, that's going up. Energy cost, so it's going to get its Omega a bit less, which its Omega was actually getting pretty powerful. But I am surprised to see that go up. Resistance, the physical has gone up, the energy has gone down, physical damage has gone up. The Omega ability damage reduction has crumbled, so that's gone down quite a bit. I'm wondering why they did that so harsh. And the Omega ability additional damage has also got disappeared, so that's nothing now. Singe, you see everything increased except for the Omega. It's got a pretty big nerf. Yeah, that they must have been having pretty big problems with that, which I know was powerful, but I don't think it was that much of a problem. And we got Seer here, and same thing. Everything has increased. Its resistances has skyrocketed. So this thing is going to be pretty hard to take down. Its health is 3,400. That is a lot of health. Attack speed has also gone up, so it is a little bit faster. But again, we see the nerfs down to its Omega. We got the Pistol Shrimp line. Have not seen them getting used too much just because there's too many rogues. So a lot of the empaths and the scions lately have not been used too much because the rogues were just too powerful. Oh, jeez. Okay. So Pistol Shrimp, we got max health increased. Physical resistance, energy resistance, both those are up. I mean, as a backliners, don't really need those too much. The attack energy damage, that's big. That thing's a backliner. It's using energy attack. That is pretty big damage there. And its Omega is really powerful. That's a pretty big boost there. The damage resistance, so it lowers energy resistance of the ones that it's hitting. I'm surprised to see that nerfed, but here we go with everything else. Mega ability damage, that's a lot more damage. So the Pistol Shrimp seems to have gotten, oh my god, That has to be a typo or something. That's so much damage that thing's doing. That's just the normal attack energy damage. Okay, so, yeah, I'm a little bit speechless and very, very scared of the pistol shrimp now. And now, I think it was already one of the most valuable tier 5 Illuvials. It has just become that much more valuable just because it's so powerful. Oh my god. Okay, so that's a bit scary to see. That has to be a typo. That's such a big jump and that much damage? Oof. Alright, we'll see. So the shoe bills. These are an empath, nature. We got more health, more energy cost. It was getting some mega a little too often. The resistances, it did not need much resistance on empath, but I guess they are improving the resistance of empaths, so has a bit more resistance there. The attack energy damage has over doubled, so that's pretty big. Ally attack speed buff has decreased, so it's not going to give as much of an attack speed buff anymore. Duration has increased though, so that's nice to see, and the attack speed debuff has also increased on the enemies. Seeing a lot more resistances here, a lot more health, attack speed a little bit more. The Omega damage has gone up quite a bit. Again, a decrease in the ally speed, and an increase in durations. And now we got Blazonite, quite a bit more health, energy cost up. The resistances are way up. That's a lot more than it was. Both of them. The attack energy damage doubled basically. Attack speed, that's good to see. The damage almost doubled, and the buff durations and the debuff both increased. So this thing's gonna be pretty good to see. Star-nosed mole. We got a rogue here. Let's see what they did to it. So the health. This thing did have a lot of health and a lot of defense. That is kind of annoying to deal with. It does look like it got a lot. It's has a lot of physical damage here. So that's we'll see how that is. Its Omega is pretty powerful and controlling. Resistances didn't change too much. Attack speed down, so it's going to be getting to Omega a little bit slower. And the Omega ability damage has gone up. The untargetable duration decreased barely. The charm duration decreased barely. Now we got next evolution, Lalura. More health, more resistances. It did not need those. Physical damage, that's pretty big. Attack speed slower, so I'm guessing this thing's just going to be overall slower. And Omega damage is up. This thing already does a lot of damage to Omega, but alright. Then we got Malura. That's a lot more resistance. This thing, I mean, it is a Vanguard, so it is a rogue bulwark. So it should have a decent amount of defense. But, jeez, wait. Oh, jeez. Okay, so it's dealing quite a bit more Omega damage as well, so watch out for that one. Vanguard has not really been used much. I wonder if we're going to see a buff. We got a long ways to go here. I mean, yeah, we got a long ways to go. So here's a type-in, so snakes. Less health, resistances. That's a lot more physical resistance there. Jeez, that's a Scion. That doesn't need that much. That's a big boost to the attack energy damage. Omega energy attack damage buff has decreased, so that's a pretty big nerf there, because that was basically the main thing it was used for both of those. The splash area has increased. Fire Rocks, pretty similar. Attack energy damage for the Omega ability is gone from 50 times Omega power to 40 times Omega power. More attack speed for its Omega ability, so that's pretty big. Splash radius increase. Just Display description has increased by 1 hex area. Scoriox. And again, pretty big attack damage here. Attack speed increased. So yeah, its attack speed does not decrease from that much from stage to stage. So it's going to be pretty fast. Attack speed has gone up by 20% for its Omega ability. That is a lot. Holy crap. Splash area has gone up by 2. Okay, so it's a bit more controlling and threatening on the field now. Snail line, I expect the speed to be a bit slower here, but we'll see what happens. So health up, energy cost up, resistance is up quite a bit for physical. Attack energy damage has decreased. And it does 15% less damage reduction, so its Omega is not going to be protecting it quite as much anymore. TNT, we're seeing fairly similar here, a lot more physical resistance. So overall, this thing's going to be resisting quite a bit, so it does make sense that the damage reduction from its Omega is going to decrease so much, because as it is, it's going to be resisting quite a bit. Its Omega's dealing quite a bit more damage, though. It does not seem like they changed the attack speed at all on this, so that's interesting to see. But yeah, its Omega is a lot more threatening, so I think we're going to be seeing rogues coming back up again. Or not rogues, scions, so watch out for them. The mammoth line now, this thing needs a big buff. This thing is not the most useful. I mean, I want to use I want to use this and my Axodon and the flail together, but it's just not that strong. The mammoth isn't. So let's see. Max health up, energy cost up, physical and energy resistance. That's good to see. Attack energy damage. That's pretty big. Attack speed. That kind of sucks. Mega ability energy damage has gone up, so that's good to see. Let's see how everything else is. A lot more health, a lot more resistance, attack energy damage, good to see. Attack speed, even slower, and Omega does more damage, so that's good to see. About the same, it's over 3,000, good to see. Resistances up, attack energy resistance way up. The attack energy damage way up, good to see. Attack speed, it's pretty slow. Squid line, these things are pretty powerful. Let's see what we see here now. Less health, less physical resistance, more energy resistance. Attack energy damage, my attack. Ooh, okay, it's attack speed's going up. That's gonna be pretty threatening to see on the field. Yeah, attack speed's going up all around. Not to mention its Omega is going to be wiping the floor with the team when it gets off. Oh, that's going to be so scary. Holy crap, that's a lot of damage. So the squid, if you see that on the field, you're going to want to wipe that out right away, because it's... geez, some of these are going to be pretty powerful. Kind of questioning some of the ideas there, but let's see. Polar bear. More health, a little bit more resistance, attack physical damage up. That thing already does a lot of attack, but it is a fighter, so. The pure damage has decreased, and the stat steal has decreased a lot. Again, about the same things. That stat steal going down is pretty big, because that's how that thing was able to rip through a lot of teams pretty easily, just stealing their stats, improving itself, and yeah, just becoming so powerful as it just goes and rips through a team. More attack speed. Okay, the big polar bear, a lot more resistances. It needed, honestly, it didn't really need that with the stat steal, but the stat steal nerf does need that a bit more now. The physical damage, that's a lot of damage. It's almost double. This thing is going to be ripping through teams again. And then we got the Tiktaalik line. Don't know how to say that. But we got Ebb. Made him, give him a lot more health. He can get his Omega a bit easier now. That's good to see. It takes forever for him to get his Omega. It is going to be a little interesting to see because you could get him going as Omega constantly, right? Again and again. So we will see how everything else looks. Its resistances, his physical has gone down. Energy has gone up. Omega ability hot. I'm not sure what that is. Yeah, I'm not sure what that is. 180 over 4 sec. Oh, is that the heal over time? I think so. It's gone down from 180 health over 4 seconds down to 100 health over 4 seconds. I think that's what it is. The heal over time. So then we got the next stage. So we got the health buff, energy costs gone down. That's good. Physical resistance down, energy resistance way up, and we see again the same things. The instant heal has also gone down. So it does seem like it's going to heal less to the whole team, but it does look like it is going to possibly get it more often. We'll see how everything else is. And we got Geyser here. He is at 4,000 health. I don't remember if I've seen any of the others at 4,000 health. I don't know if Titanar is there or not. I forgot, but wow, that is some of the most health I've seen. And also his resistances have gone way up. Energy resistance way up. Okay, Geyser is going to be a meat shield for sure now. I mean, he was before. He was already pretty well at blocking. But now, he's just going to be taking everything and just healing everyone. Okay, now I got the Monkey Fighter. So I got Monk here. One of probably my favorite monkey here. More health, physical resistance gone down, and energy resistance gone down. Okay, so he's a bit glassy now. We'll see how that turns out. The attack physical damage has gone up, so he is going to be dealing a lot more damage. He already did deal quite a bit, but now he's going to be dealing quite a bit more. We got the greater, more health, more physical resistance, just barely, a little bit more physical, a little bit less energy, quite a bit more attack, and attack physical damage percentage. I'm pretty sure it's like Pierce maybe? Might be, I don't know. I'd have to go back through and look what they actually are, but I don't have time for that. I'm already at 47-minute videos. Okay. We got a long one here. Okay, so we got the Exalted Monk here, a lot more health, a bit more physical resistance, a bit more energy resistance, attack physical damage, that's up. This thing is going to be dealing quite a bit more damage on the field again. And it being a Berserker is going to be something you don't want to face against. It's going to survive for a long time. If you have him, and you have a bunch of Colossus around him, he's going to be a pretty big threat. So we got Apon. He's kind of mostly there for the Mystic improvement. Let's see what else we have. More health, physical energy resistance up, attack physical damage almost doubled because it doesn't have much to begin with. The damage amplification, 4%, that was necessary. It does not increase the damage very much, or at least you don't see it doing very much. The stun duration decrease is kind of hurting it a bit because that thing was a lot of times used to just be in a specific spot to stun a team to help slow down your doom, basically. Alright. More health, more resistances, quite a bit more. More physical damage. The damage amplification only up 2%. And then again, the stun's down. Exalted. See, pretty good boost in health. Pretty good boost in resistance. Pretty good boost in physical damage. And only a 0.1 decrease. I don't know if that really changes much, but it's in there. Then we got Gorilla here, the Rogue, and a little bit more health, a lot less resistance, which, yeah, that thing is pretty annoying to try to take down. It just teleports away. Physical damage, that's up. Statue health, that statue's so fucking annoying, so good thing that thing got a little bit of a nerf. And the Omega ability damage, yeah, the monkey would basically jump and kill whatever it jumps to, so that's good to see a bit of a nerf. But it doesn't look like there's too much changes here, except that attack damage has gone up, so this thing is going to be pretty scary to be fighting now. I mean, it was before, but a bit more scarier now, I'd say. And it seems everything got a boost versus Exalted, so the Exalted Gorilla is going to be, it's a threat now. Then we got Tenrek, we got the Hedgehogs. It looks like everything, for the most part, was mostly nerfed except attack, a little bit of a buff, and the Omega ability, dash damage, so that's as it's charging through stuff, I'm guessing. Bit of an increase there, that's good to see, because it did kind of need that. It doesn't deal much damage as it goes through anyways, but... Okay, we got a minor improvement to like everything. Attack damage quite a bit up. Omega ability... Statue HP. I don't think this is supposed to be here. I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be for the Gorilla line. Might be accidental, but oh well. I just don't know what that is. The dash damage and the Nova damage, that thing's going to be still quite a bit of a threat, it seems. It didn't change too much, so I mean, it didn't get much of a boost as everything else did, but it's still probably going to be pretty powerful, but we'll see. I got such a long ways to go. I think I'm about maybe halfway now. Komodo Dragon. We got boost to most, except for its resistances. Energy just went up a little bit. Attack physical damage a little bit. Attack speed slower. The blind duration up. And the damage reduction is down. Okay, and we're seeing about the same stuff for the most part. Quite a bit more health. So it did seem like the bulwarks have gotten a pretty big increase in the health department, which they really needed, and also along with the resistances, which the bulwarks were a little low there and a little bit too easy to take down. Physical damage, attack speed slower. The bulwarks for a major part did get quite a bit slower though, so there is that too. Duration up, and the damage reduction is also up. Okay. Poodle Moth. These things needed a buff. More health. Physical resistance down. Energy resistance up. Attack physical damage. Attack speed. Omega ability damage has gone down. Attack speed has gone quite a bit up. This is pretty fast. Jeez. Okay. Artists. Fairly similar. Yeah, the attack, the Omega ability damage has decreased. Flame duration is up. Yeah, this thing does not have much health, but it is technically a rogue. It's a rogue scion. Okay, so physical damage has gone up quite a bit. Attack speed, yeah, this thing has definitely gotten a lot faster. It's going to be getting its Omega ability quite a bit faster than it was before, so we'll see what happens there. Alright, I got the Sloth line, so I expect to see this quite a bit slower, and it looks like it's going to be. So I got a lot more health, so even Cling has broken 2,000. Physical resistance up. Energy resistance has gone down. The physical damage has gone down. Attack speed quite a bit down. And the Omega ability knock-up duration has decreased a little tiny bit, but it does affect it a bit since it's only 1 second there. So Twine, we're almost 3,000 health on stage 2. Lots of resistance here. The physical damage has increased a little bit. Attack speed, again, slowed down. It's a sloth, so it's expected to be quite a bit slower. And then everything else kind of decreased. Gnarl has 3,800 health. It has a ton of health, so that's a big buff there. Its resistance has also gone up so high. So the Colossus are going to be pretty dang powerful. Now I'm interested to see how the Water Buffalo line is doing, but we'll get there soon. Because yeah, those resistances, that's a lot. And then also getting the Colossus stuff on top of that. Colossus team is going to be fun. Physical damage up. Attack speed slow. It's at the slowest it can be. Like everything else, that's minimum is like 50, it seems. The ability damage has gone up. Tree Kangaroo. Less health, less resistances. Attack speed has increased. Mega passive takedown damage has decreased. And the sister damage has also decreased. Okay, so alright. Now the stage 2. Fairly similar, not too many big changes here. The physical damage is up quite a bit. The energy gain, that's up. So it's going to be getting into a mega a bit more often. Mega attack speed has gone up quite a bit, so it's a mega's a bit more threatening. It looks like my TikTok is having a problem, but we're just going to keep going. The stage 3, more health, not too big of buffs. Attack, the physical damage has gone up. Let's see. Oh, that's what I need. 1 second here. Alright, it's just saying my TikTok is inactive, I guess. It's not really, but I guess not seeing enough movement. Okay, so we got attack speed for the Mega ability is up, and these things here. The Penguin line, less health. What we're seeing for most rogues is a little bit less health, where a lot of stuff are getting quite a bit more health and more defenses. So overall, you're seeing a pretty big drop in the rogues' resistances and health is what I'm noticing, because everything else is being quite a bit of a bigger boost. But you are seeing a pretty big increase in the attack damage, which that's what they were saying for the rogues. You're going to see a lot of attack, not a lot of health or resistance. So that's what we're seeing for most of it. The Omega is going to take a little bit longer to get because of the energy increase. I'm mostly going to try speeding through these a little bit more. If I see something big, I'll cover it a little more, like this doubled physical damage, so it's going to be dealing a lot more damage up close when it jumps across the stage to your team. And then the attack speed, this thing's going to be going pretty dang fast there once it gets to Omega. Now I got the Fennec Fox line here. We got less health, more energy cost, so its Omega's not going to be as often. A bit of a nerf in its resistances. We got the attack physical damage. The charm duration has decreased a little bit, so it's not going to pull your Illuviums quite as far. Seeing fairly similar here. A bit more attack physical damage. The Omega ability shield has gone up. So it's going to be attracting the enemy to it, while also being able to survive a little bit easier when it does that. And the Omega ability damage. Its Omega wasn't very damaging at first. And this might do a bit more. But let's see. Quite a bit more health here. Quite a bit more attack physical damage. Charm. It's going to charm a little bit longer on stage 3. So okay, so it is, I'd say, a bit more. They did make stage 3s for most Illuvials here pretty threatening. So we got the Water Buffalo line. I'm interested to see how this changed. A little bit more health, less physical resistance, a little bit more energy resistance, attack physical damage. Okay, so it's gotten quite a bit more attack damage. Attack speed has gone down. Max health gain has gone up from its Omega. Max health duration, it used to be 3 seconds, now it's permanent. So when it uses Omega and gains max health, it's now going to apply permanently. It's not going to just apply for a little bit and go away. I think it was originally supposed to be permanent. It just didn't apply that way. So that's now permanent. Thorn's duration has increased. It kind of did need that. So seeing a pretty big increase in health here, but getting a bit more resistances. The physical damage is going up, so this is going to be dealing a bit more damage now. Again, getting pretty slow here. Actually, it's very slow here now. Health gain is up. Again, infinite. Mega barely thorns. Is that like the damage is dealing? I think that's the thorns damage is dealing. Then we got the stage 3. Not as much health as I would expect. I thought this one was going to break into the 3,000 for being Colossus, but it's not. Its resistance has increased quite a bit. It did need that. This thing is a little bit too squishy. Attack, physical damage. Got quite a bit more attack on this thing. Again, minimum speed. So it got slowed down quite a bit. Those Colossus have all gotten really slow. The max health gain increased, permanent, and the thorns at 20 now. So you are seeing a lot of the Colossus, because they're getting so slow, you are going to see them using their abilities a lot less. They're now more of what they're supposed to be, and that's meat shields. They're going to be distracting the other team and just basically sitting there. They're very slow, they're not going to be getting their Omega very much, but they are going to be taking a lot of damage. The Terrorbird line needs some improvements here, but let's see what we got. More health, more resistances. That's a bit more damage. Mega ability damage decrease. Okay, so mega ability damage was really strong for this. So it is interesting to see the decrease here. We weren't seeing it used too often, but that Omega ability did deal a lot of damage to teams. That's quite a bit more health here. A lot more resistance and a lot more physical damage. This thing is going to be quite a bit more threatening than it already was. We're 3,500 health, so this thing has more health than the water buffalo. Or nope, yeah, more health because the water buffalo doesn't even break 3,000. That is a little bit disappointing on a Colossus that does not break 3,000 at its base. But yeah, so then we got Phosphorus here. He's over 3,000 as a fighter. But yeah. So that's, yeah, physical damage is insane. It's going to be pretty scary to fight that. We got the Drop Bear line, and we got, again, just like, oh, max health is up, so, but the energy cost, so we're seeing fairly similar stuff to, like, all the other rogues for the most part. Then we got, at stage 2, increase there, increase in that. Okay, so it is going to be little bit harder to take down. The blind duration has decreased. Attack speed has gone up. So honestly, the bears are going to be pretty scary. Yeah. I mean, they don't have much health, but yeah, it's not supposed to. It's a rogue. But it did get quite a bit more resistance. So even though this thing is already pretty strong, it's just got quite a bit stronger there. Now I got the Red Panda. This thing was pretty freaking weak before, so we'll see what changes here. We got a little bit more health, more energy cost, physical resistance and energy, physical resistance up, energy resistance down. Omega attack damage stolen has decreased. Not seeing anything too impressive changed here. That health is good. It did need that. It did need a lot more defense, but it's still like one of the lowest defense Illuviums I'm seeing right now. Lynx line. Let's see what changed here. So stage 1 Lynx. More health. That thing already has quite a bit of health for stage 1. Energy cost. That's kind of neat. It gets Omega a little bit too often. Still, that is not much energy, so it's still pretty quick. It has gone to 0, so it's not going to use Omega soon anymore, or as often. Its resistances has decreased. This thing was pretty tanky. And the attack physical damage has gone up, along with the Omega ability damage. This thing is still going to be a pretty good threat, I think. Looking looking down the next stages, and we got all the other linkses to look at. So now we got a lot of linkses here. So this is going to be a pretty long section. I'm not going to say too much. I'm mostly going to scroll through here. If you see something you want to really look at, you can pause the video. But the linkses have so much to look at here. There's just so many different linkses. We got a lot more health, a bit more resistances in the stoic link. It's still stage 2. So we're just working our way down through here. The Omega ability damage for the arcane links has increased quite a bit. So that thing already did deal quite a bit of damage when it got its Omega. Now it's gonna take things down pretty quickly now. So that's gonna be a pretty big threat. The virtuous links, healing has gone up. Alright. And now I got the different elements. We got so much here. So like I said, I'm mostly just going to be zooming through here because we got so many linkses here. I don't know, 25 different ones in stage 3. I think. Yeah, if I'm doing my math right. So again, I'm just pushing through here. We are at section 87 out of 169. So we got a long ways to go yet, and like I said, I've been going for an hour now on this patch notes. This is the longest patch notes I have seen. Probably most of the other streamers are going to do just tiny sections of it. I'm doing the entire video, and I'm going to see if I can post it. We will see. I will put it on YouTube after I am done. We're on the Doka line now. Again, I'm mostly gonna speed through this, but let's see. Because yeah, it goes for each Doka too. So yeah, we're just gonna again speed through these. So we got an ability, Omega ability stun added, and the disarm removed. Okay. Got energy refund again. Just trying to get through these tier 0s here. If you want to really read up on them a bit more, you can either go to the page here or you can pause the video to get these a bit more, if you want to look at them a bit more. But there is so much here. Like I said, I've been going for an hour now. I am sweating and I am tired. It is 9:30 p.m. here. That is too late for me. I'm too old to be staying up this late, although I am only in my 20s. It feels like way too much right now. This is a very long, very overwhelming patch notes, but this is the major changes again to the testnet. These are not out in the actual game yet. These are in the testnet, so only those that have access to the testnet can try this out and play this. I probably will be doing this tomorrow, maybe, or I'll probably be playing the new season for Destiny. We'll see what happens. But I would like to show this at some point. It might just be this weekend. So now we're in the Volante line. There is. Oh my god. Yeah, this patch is the biggest patch I've ever seen for Illuvium. Again, I am just getting through this because basically the linkses and the tier 0s have so many variants that it takes so much longer here. Like I said, if you want to see this a little bit more, pause the video. We're on Flish now. And yeah, here we go. We're at 123 out of 169 pages, I'm guessing. As if it was put into pages. Almost done with the Flish, I think. We're on the Air Flish, which I think is the last one. And we're there. We're on Adipo now. And we're trying to cook through these. Again, if you want to see it a bit more, just pause the video. I am seeing some pretty good improvements here. The adipose are very, very weak, and they did need some pretty good boosts. I am seeing that a little bit as we're going here. And we're at the synergy changes. Alright. So let's see here. So I got thresholds here. We got the bonuses, our resistance, attack speed, crit chance, that stuff here. We got the primary, old and new, and the secondaries, I guess. Is there more to this? No, I think that's just there. Okay, so Bulwark got a nerf. It looks like that's what I'm mostly going to be looking at. Okay, so a nerf for 5 and 3, a buff for 7 and 9, it looks like. That's good to see. That's quite a bit more defense on especially some of these bulwarks. A full bulwark team is going to be absolutely insane and hard to kill now. That's honestly what it was supposed to be. So now we got fighters attack speed buffs, and we're seeing everything buffed. Because honestly, the fighters, it was not getting a good boost at all. It was really weak, but we see an insane increase in attack speed here. The fighters are definitely going to be something to be scared of now. Especially a full team of 120% attack speed boost. That's insane. So we got rogues here. I expect to see some nerfs. 2 rogues got nerfed. 4 and everything else got buffed. Okay, so we'll see how this is. The rogues are still going to be pretty powerful, it seems. But that's the crit chance, crit amp. That got quite a bit more of a nerf. It does not even give a boost to your team at 2 anymore. So the crit amp, that got a pretty good nerf. It's a nerf all around except for 8 rogues. 8 rogues did get a bit of a buff. But anything less, they get pretty big nerfs. That's good to see. I want to see the nerfs for rogues mostly. Scions. Oh, they decreased that. So that went, that's in the same region as rogues now. We got 2, 4, 6, and 8 now. That's good to see because honestly, a lot of Scions, it's not fun to use a full 9 team of Scions, but we are seeing. So we got a nerf for the lowest stage, no change for the to the second stage. No change for the third stage except for the team boost was decreased. And then I'm seeing a pretty big boost if you have 8 Scions on the field. So we'll have to see how that is. I mean, you could do... Yeah, we'll have to see what happens there. So we got empaths. We got both the shield and the healing efficiency. So we got a nerf to stage 1. A slight buff to stage 2 for your team, the shield. Again, a slight buff to stage 3, and a pretty big buff overall to stage 4 for empaths. Empaths are, I think we're going to be able to make a empath corner again. It's looking pretty powerful here for empaths. Yeah. Especially the 9 for the shields. That's 1,200. That's almost double. So empaths in the corner might be a thing again. So now we got the element affinity changes. And we are seeing slight buff to water stage 1. Pretty decent buff to water stage 2. These are mostly for the water Illuviums themselves. In stage 3, that's when we see a slight buff to the team. Stage 4, we're seeing a bit more significant buff to everything there. Earth, grit and resolve increase. The Earth Illuviums themselves are getting a pretty big grit and resolve boost. It's 100 at 9. An Earth team is going to be pretty dang powerful, especially since you have some bulwarks in there. Yeah, you're gonna have Earth team is gonna be pretty strong now. I like that they're making the 9 pretty powerful all across the board for all the affinities and the classes. That's how it should be. If you have a full team of that, it should be very powerful. Especially since Hyper can counter it fairly easily, I would say. Fire damage increases. We see a slight nerf to the fire themselves. Across the board, fire got yeah, across the board, everything in fire did get did get a bit of a nerf. So fire, the damage increase you're getting there, that took a pretty hard hit. But there was a lot of fire teams, and this was a big boost for the rogues. You're seeing a lot of fire rogues showing up, so that was a pretty big boost there. So seeing that getting nerfed, that's pretty good to see. We got nature, max health per second regen. Slight decrease for the team in stage 1. Stage 2 is up a little bit. Stage 3 up a little bit. Stage 4 up a pretty decent amount. 3% health per second for a 9. So all nature alluvials, that's huge. So a nature team is going to be healing quite a bit here. Bonus health. Seeing slight nerf here. Buff here. Nerf. I'd say overall buff. So 9 nature is going to be pretty powerful, especially if they're going to get Verdant in there. So nature, that's going to be pretty strong. Then we got air. Dodge chance seems to overall be nerfed quite a bit. So full air, its nerf is pretty low here. So the energy cost decrease has been nerfed as well, except for if you have 9. So if you have 9 air, I'd say the biggest buff there is it's going to be a lot harder for the enemy team to be getting their omegas. And now we got composites. Aegis, that was a pretty weak one before, so let's see if there's anything new here. New Aegis gain bonus resistance on combat start. Okay, so that's just a new thing there. So bonus resistance, I wonder if they still share that resistance or not. Arcanite, auto attack energy damage based on Omega power has all increased. On Omega attack speed gain based on energy cost has all skyrocketed. Arcanite is going to be very scary. So we got Phosphorus and Scoriox are going to be very powerful again. Berserkers, let's see. Oh no, they nerfed it. Every third auto attack deals extra attack damage. That got cut in half, except for 4, which at the moment you can't get 4. So otherwise everything else got cut in half basically. Every third auto attack gain attack speed has gone up, so it is going to be easier for them to get faster. Not to mention they with the buffs that they got, they attack a bit faster too. And then new at 1 HP become indomitable. So that means that for basically 1 to 2 seconds, they basically become invincible at 1 HP. Or just getting out that last little bit of damage real quickly. Colossus, let's see. A bonus health. Okay, so now it's been changed to a percentage rather than a base increase. And that's same with the bonus resistance. So instead of a overall flat increase, now it's percentage. So we'll have to see how those end up affecting it later. And then we got Harbinger. This is one of my favorites. I want to see some buffs here. On Omega, gain resistance temporarily. Fuck, we got nerfed here. I didn't want to see this. I liked how it was before, but they hit it pretty hard, it seems. That sucks. The resistance duration has also decreased. On Vanquish, give Omega power to the highest Omega power ally. Has not changed, unless it just went away. I think that actually has gone away, so that's no more. And new upon reaching 70% and 40% HP threshold, gain Omega. Okay, so that's nice to see. So instead of giving Omega power to someone when they die, now they just gain Omega power, which is huge. Because the Harbinger or Airbringer, however you want to say it, however you're supposed to say it, that's, I'd say, a huge buff. Because yeah, that's Axodon is going to be insane if you give him Harbinger, so that's good to see. Invoker, Omega power gain on Omega based on energy cost, so that has got an overall nerf. Invokers, I was a little bit afraid it was going to become powerful because most of the science has become a bit more powerful, especially the squid line, but it's good to see that they didn't become too powerful there. Phantoms, Omega can crit, not anymore. So that's a huge nerf to Phantom, because that was the main reason for it, but we'll see what they changed, because they added something else here, I think. On crit, gain Omega power, that has gone, okay, so that's gone way up. So if you are able to get crits, the Omega is going to be dealing a lot more damage every time you crit now. That's gone way up. AoE energy damage on Blink has also gone up just a little bit. Predator, let's see what we got here. Execute at low health, so it does not execute anymore. So that's, we'll see what happens there. Upon vanquishing enemies, gain attack speed. That has gone up a bit, so they'll get faster whenever it kills an enemy. These things kill enemies pretty quickly, so we'll see what happens. Crit chance has gone up a little bit, or actually no, just gone down. Crit amp also down, except for stage 3 here, has gone up. I don't think you can get 4 predators unless you get the augment. Revenant, crit chance down. Shield nearby allies on takedown has disappeared, so that no longer happens. It looks like. New is on crit, give shield to self and lowest health ally. So instead of shielding the whole team, it only shields itself and the lowest health ally. That is a major nerf to Revenant. I don't know if we're going to even see Revenant out here anymore. That is probably what breaks the rogue build now, because Revenant was what kept it alive before. So Slayer, this is also a very strong one before too. Crit chance down. Upon vanquishing enemies, gain attack speed for 5 seconds. That has gone up. New on crit, gain attack damage. That's pretty big, especially for the Hedgehog and Umbre. That's going to be... well, let's see how that is. Templar, every third auto attack deals extra attack damage. That has gone way up. Okay. And then every third auto attack reduce target's resistance and increase nearby allies' resistances. That's gone up too. Templar, it was kind of on the edge. It was used, but not too much. Vanguard, you got crit chance. That's down. New on crit, gain shield. Okay, so it depends on how often it's getting crit, but that's basically like temporarily healing, basically. On crit, gain shield is gone. Wait, what? Not sure what's going on here. On assist, temporarily gain a damage reduction. So that's down. And damage reduction duration has increased. Alright, so now we got composite affinities. So Bloom, that's one thing that's Arcanite's going to be pretty powerful, so we'll see what changed here. Max health gain, it has decreased. Omega power gain, also decreased. New health regeneration is on. Okay, so it's going to be gaining a small amount of health every second. It is a very small amount of health. So we'll see how this ends up working, because before it was percentage of health. Before it got nerfed and that got taken away. So now it's back at a specific number now. Well, let's see. Granite, new, it gains thorns. Inferno, max percent health is pure damage. Inferno is back. So Inferno is going to be scary again. Magma. On death, molten ground disappears. No more. So the molten ground for magma stays now. So that is a big buff there, because that really, it should have gone away in the first place since Verdant manages to stay there. So we'll see how everything else goes. Energy damage increase, so magma is going to be quite a bit more powerful. Grit and resolve, big increase here. So magma got a major buff. I think Skorax is going to be very happy about that one. Now we got Mud. Energy gain on auto attack has gone way up. So Mud has gotten a pretty big boost there. On auto attack, target has its attack speed reduced. Pretty big buff there. Attack speed debuff duration is it used to be permanent, now it's 10 seconds. And attack speed debuff max stacks used to be unlimited, now it's 5. New Omega on Omega gain grit and resolve, so that's a new thing. So the monkeys can all gain grit and resolve now. The max stacks is 5, so that's a lot for the Mud. Now we got shock, and there's a lot here too. Number of lightnings was 1 before, now it's 3. First lightning targeting is used to be lowest energy resistance, now it's closest. Second lightning is the second closest, and the third is the furthest. Okay. Energy damage for shock has gotten a nerf. It's 100, 125, and 150 from 125, 150, and 200. So everything got moved down a step basically. Spore, dodge chance gain. Decreased health on dodge has decreased. Energy reduction based on energy cost has increased. Steam, each 10 seconds gain Omega power, that has increased. Each 10 seconds gain energy regeneration for 5 seconds, that has also increased. Well, just the base, I guess, went from 4 to 5. Okay. Tempest, dodge chance down. Energy steal on dodge has gone up, way up. So that's a lot more energy steal. So Tempest is going to be getting its Omegas a bit more often with the dodge, but the dodge has decreased. So see what happens there. Verdant. Let's see what happens here. Verdant percent health heal has overall decreased. Verdant AoE passive heal has increased for 3 on the field, has increased to 40. Everything else has stayed the same. Augment changes, if you want to go through those, just pause the video. I'm just gonna try to get through these a little bit quicker. Hyper changes. Fighters for hyper used to gain 50% attack speed, now they gain 70. Max bonus. So if you want to look at that a bit more, pause the video. Rogues, you don't want them to get hyper. Their crit amp is insane, and the crit chance. And there's no crit chance, so the crit amp is insane, along with they get health execution. Scions, less Omega power. The Bulwarks, less damage reduction. Empaths, less healing per second. And we're finally at the end. So, alright, I hope everyone enjoyed this video. It was a long video, about almost an hour and a half, so I hope everyone enjoyed the video. Make sure to give me a like or follow or whatever you want. Anything helps. It was honestly a lot of work to get through all this and to keep going, but I hope everyone enjoyed the video. Make sure to like and follow me. I'm on Kick, Twitch, X, TikTok, and let's see, Kick, and Rumble. So 5 different platforms of streaming to, all at the same time right now. And this video will be posted on YouTube. So if you want to go back and see anything, you can go there. Otherwise, I'll see y'all next time.